Dark creature tier list, and we're starting off with a fan favorite, the Krabbies. Let's be real, Krabbies are the real homies. They're always there when you need them the most, which for me was in the Golden Wastelands. The Golden Wastelands is this dark and gloomy and depressing place, and the only thing that brought some liveliness to the whole place was the Forgotten Ark, and also the crabs. I just had so much fun messing with the whole cast of crabs, and it's so adorable when they start shaking, red with anger. They just want to attack you, but sometimes they forget why they want to attack you and why they got angry, and they just stand there just like that, just thinking to themselves, what the hell just happened? And I've also noticed that if you allow the crabs to attack you, then they're not interested. For some reason, they're like, boo-hoo, you're no fun at all, I don't want to attack you. So, I think these crabs just want to have some fun, because these crabs are always stuck in the darkest and gloomiest places, and they just want to have some fun, and they get that fun, that happiness, by attacking us. And I think we can give it to the little guys. I think they deserve it. And one thing that I was really excited about was when we could become a crab as part of the crab race, which is part of the Tournament of Triumph. That was a dream come true for me, and just the fact that we could run around as a crab, do the crab dash, it was really awesome. And also, if you just go back home, use the return shrine and go back home, we could be a crab for life. So that was super exciting for me. But in saying all that, with all the good, there's also a little bit of bad. And sometimes these crabs are pretty damn annoying. I remember when I was doing the Playful Parent Spirit, I was on the edge of my seat, most of the time, because firstly, I was moving so freaking slow, and I could get attacked anytime by the krills, because I was out in the open. Even when I was under some shelter, the krills still attacked me. So, I was a pretty easy target on the edge, and as I was doing the spirit, I saw a crab slowly walk towards me, and then he got pissed off and attacked me. And at that point, I got so pissed off, and I was like, okay, man, these crabs are super annoying. I just want to get rid of them. So, the crabs are really, really annoying sometimes. But in saying that, for the most part, I do enjoy getting those love taps from the Krabbies. But there is a time and place for everything. So, sometimes annoying, but overall, I love those little suckers, man. Krabbies, I love you guys. Especially when you can knock them out and hold them in your hands. That's so much fun. And sometimes, when these crabs get naughty, I just pick them up and put them a little bit far away from their home, as a punishment to teach them a lesson. But then also sometimes I feel bad and then I just put them back, so that also happened. So for the Krabbies, I'm going to put them in the S tier because I absolutely love them. And I think they're a big part of the game as well because you just find them almost everywhere in different shapes and forms. Some of them wear sunglasses, some of them have a trophy, crabs, solid S tier for me. Next up, we have the evil cousin of the Krabbies, the red Krabbies. These are the bad guys. These are the crabs that I relocate from their homes because they were naughty, and now they've started their villain arc. These are the bad boys, the evil guys. I don't like them, you don't like them, nobody likes them. And the most annoying part about the red crabs is that they're immune to the light. At least for the Krabbies, when you do a deep honk and release your light, it makes them rethink their decisions. That's why they're on their backs flailing. Because we have penetrated their minds with some light, and now they're in a dilemma. They're battling between good and evil, right and wrong, light and dark, and it's tearing apart their souls. But the red Krabbies are beyond saving. They're a lost cause. They have stepped so far over to the other side, and there is nothing we can do to save them. Their whole purpose is to destroy the child of light, to destroy all the light out there. The red Krabbies, they're like an itch that cannot be scratched. You just have to move on with your life and hope that it goes away. That's all you can do. Every time I get a red shard event, I hope that there are no red crabs. Obviously, if you do the red shards with the red crabs, you get more ascended candles, but it's just a hassle. It's kind of annoying, especially if you have to do it by yourselves. So I just hope that there are no red crabs because I just want to complete shard events in peace and not constantly look over my back to see if somebody's ready to pounce on me. So, red Krabbies, I don't like them. I'm gonna put them in the C tier. Boo-hoo, they suck. Next up on the list, we have the Krills. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't like the Krills. But I do think that they're super cool. And I hope that one day we can play as the Krills and terrorize all the Sky Kids. I think that would be fantastic. And I hope TGC allows us to do that. It would be so damn cool. So for me, the Krills are perhaps the most iconic creatures in Sky. Because the introduction of Krills in Golden Wastelands is what changes our perspective of Sky. I think most of us thought that Sky was this chill, cozy, pretty game where we would enjoy the beauty of life, the beauty of nature. Just have a good old, jolly old time. Such a beautiful game, right? But then we go to the Golden Wastelands and we see the black shrimp monster. That's when we get introduced to the dark side of Sky. You know, it's not all about the light, you also need the dark. And especially you need the dark to appreciate the light more. And the Krills brought that dimension into Sky. Also, I love the design of the Krills. It's just so elegant and so simple, and especially the sound design of the Krills. It's just wonderful. It's really good. And the complete package is pretty scary for a newcomer. And, you know, I used to be scared of the Krills, but after the Playful Parent, I don't really fear them anymore. Like, I'm a big boy now. I'm not a moth anymore. Krills, piece of cake for me, but I think the whole design, you know, visual and sound and everything of the Krills, it's just really good. And I'm gonna put the Krills in the S tier as well, simply because they're such an iconic part of Sky, and I feel like they just add so much to the lore of the whole realm of Sky, and that's the reason I'm gonna put them in the S tier. Do I like them? Nope. Do I want to be them? Absolutely. TGC, please make it happen. You know, I would love to terrorize all the Sky Kids as a Krill. That'd be so cool. But yeah, Krill's S tier for me because they're like really iconic. Next up, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Bobby Krill. Now, me and Bobby, we got off the wrong foot. You know, I was just minding my own business, enjoying the beauty of Prairie Peaks, when he attacked me for no reason whatsoever. Like, I was just chilling, just enjoying the view. He came in, grabbed me just like that, and I was super upset. And I think I've said a few things that I shouldn't have, and there was some name calling and all that stuff, and the first impression was certainly not the best impression. And at that time, I was under the assumption that everybody found Bobby to be this annoying little Krill. Like, that's what I thought, because that was my first impression of him. But to my surprise, you all loved him. Like, Bobby was the fan favorite. Like, he was the main guy all along. And you guys told me, Kege, I know you're annoyed, but Bobby's not the guy you think he is. Just give him some more time, and he'll grow on you. And sure enough, he did grow on me. I love Bobby now. Absolutely I do. And I love playing with him. You know, he's this mischievous little boy, but his intentions are pure. He just wants to have some fun. That's all he wants. And, you know, there are times when I just stood there waiting for him to grab me and toss me around. And it's like a joyride. I love it. The more I did it, the more fun I had. It was fantastic. Which is why it kind of made me laugh when I read Bobby's description on the Sky Wiki. You guys need to check this out. The Dark Worm is a hostile, serpent-like creature. That's right. Bobby is an aggressive creature filled with malice. I mean, come on, man. Like, you don't understand Bobby like I do. Bobby is nothing but hostile. He just wants to have some fun. The first time you meet him, he does appear to be hostile, but he's a good little boy. Like, trust me. Like, I know the man. Like, he's a good guy, and I really miss him now that he's gone. It was really sad, and it's a dark day when Bobby left us. Like, I thought Bobby was going to be a permanent addition to Sky, and I was about to say great things about TGC for making that decision, but then they got rid of him after the Days of Nature, and my only question now is, why TGC? Why? Why'd you gotta get rid of Bobby? Anyways, I'm gonna put Bobby at a solid A tier because I love the guy and he's fun to be around, but I don't think he's a big part of the Sky realm or the lore, which is probably why TGC got rid of him, or they just took away something that we all love. In which case, TGC, come on guys. Either way, Bobby's an A tier for me. Next up on the list is Daddy Krill, aka Megalodon, aka Leviathan, aka the Abyss Monster, aka whatever else you wanna freaking call him. So, meeting Daddy Krill, for me, was the most anticipated event, apart from the Aurora concert. Like, ever since I watched the trailer of the Season of Abyss, my expectations were through the roof, and they were met until the second last quest of the Season of Abyss, which was an amazing quest, by the way. You know, the whole treasure reef, above the water, it was pretty bland and boring, but once you went underwater, it was this beautiful experience, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, it was a great change, and I loved it. And the first few quests were pretty decent, not too spectacular, but I got to explore the underwater, which is great. But the second last quest, where we have to escape the Krills. Holy shit, man. Like, that was perhaps the greatest quest in Sky. It was like a horror game. Like, for real it was. And I bowed down to that quest. That's how good it was. It was an amazing top-tier quest. And after doing that quest especially, my expectations for the final quest were sky high. Like, I was hoping for big things, because it was going to be a showdown between me and Daddy Krill. And if the second last quest was this great, the final quest is gonna kill it. Unfortunately though, that final quest was so disappointing. You know, once I completed the quest, I was just standing there thinking, is that it? Like, that's all? Really? Like, it was just so disappointing for me, and it, you know, maybe it's because I had such high expectations, and I should have probably kept it reasonable, but I just inflated that shit to the moon, that final quest. And I was so upset about it for the fact that, you know, Daddy Krill was this hugely hyped up creature, and then towards the end it was like, you light some grass or some darkness and that's it. Like, it was disappointing, but in saying that, a lot of good things did happen. But regarding Daddy Krill, I did not get enough of him, and there was really not much of him, to be honest, which is why I'm putting him in the B tier. I feel like there's so much more that can be done with Daddy Krill, because he's a sea monster. Like, there's so much you can do with a sea monster, and maybe in the future, we might get to see Daddy Krill make an appearance once again. But for now, he's gonna be in the B tier for me. Finally, we have the Dark Shadows, or the Dark Worms, that are found in the Trial of Fire. Now, I haven't done this trial, so I don't know too much about them, but I believe that there's not too much about the Dark Worm, apart from the trial itself. So this is where I would like to hear your thoughts. Like, do let me know where you think I should put him. From what I know, he's just there in the trial, so not too much, but I don't know, maybe you guys have some crazy lore, which would be really interesting. So do let me know where you would put the Dark Worms or Dark Shadows, and also, what do you guys think about each dark creature? Like, what is your tier list for the dark creature? And who is your favorite? I mean, for me, it's gotta be the Crabs and Bobby. Like, choosing between the two is a bit difficult, so I'm just gonna put Bobby and Crabs as my favorite. But who's your favorite? Do let me know in the comments below. And I guess that's pretty much all I have for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, and take care.